The day after his fiancée ditches their wedding, Shen Ran flexes a brand new marriage certificate online. He is officially off the market now, and not even 3 minutes later, things get crazy. Liu Ruyan calls him in a total rage, demanding to know what he is doing.
She claims she only had a fake wedding with Xiao Chen for fun, and Shen Ran is her only choice. She asks why he is trying to make her jealous, but her arch-nemesis answers the phone instead.
Su Qingxue drops the bomb. I am his wife, and we are about to make babies. Then she just hangs up. Honestly, Shen Ran never could have predicted things would turn out like this. On the exact day they were supposed to register their marriage, the woman who was meant to be his bride was actually holding a wedding with another guy. Shen Ran just had to take a deep breath. Trying to swallow his rage, he impulsively posted a wild status pointing to the Civil Affairs Bureau. He wrote, "Whoever shows up before they close, I will marry her," attaching the exact address. Within 5 minutes of putting that post up, Liu Ruyan actually called him back. She told him she was busy and that they would get their marriage certificate tomorrow instead. He could literally hear her wedding party in the background. Talk about low-key heartbreaking. You told me to come here, yet you are marrying someone else. Are you playing me for a fool? Liu Ruyan froze, clearly not expecting him to find out about her secret wedding. She stammered that Xiao Chen just wanted a wedding ceremony, and they were just putting on a show. She repeated that he was her only real husband, but Shen Ran cut her off completely. He told her, "Since you want him so badly, I am stepping aside to let you two be together." We are done. Hanging up, his blood was absolutely boiling. Suddenly, a flashy red Maserati screeches to a halt right in front of the building. The driver calls out, "Hey, handsome, if you were not lying on your social media, would you consider a different bride today?" Hearing his name, Shen Ran looks up. Standing before him is a stunning woman in a gorgeous white dress. She looks a little exhausted, but she still radiates absolute main character energy. She looks like she rushed here straight from the airport. Then it hits him. This is Su Qingxue. Shen Ran asks what she is doing back in the country, but she just smirks.
She gently strokes his cheek and says, "Let's get our marriage certificate first."
Otherwise, they are going to close. Shen Ran honestly can't believe she is being serious. He just stands there staring at her in absolute disbelief. Su Qingxue chuckles at his shocked face and asks what's wrong.
"Are you backing out on your own promise?" he stammers, asking how she is even here.
She fires back, "If I didn't show up, what were you gonna do? Marry some random stranger off the street and spend your entire life with them?" She grabs his hand and drags him straight inside. Honestly, the author cooked with this pacing. Shen Ran's brain is completely fried. He never in a million years could have imagined this. The gorgeous older girl next door who moved abroad years ago would suddenly fly back. Let alone straight up become his wife. Talk about a massive plot twist. They used to keep in touch, but everything changed when Shen Wan's family went bankrupt. Once he started dating Liu Ruyan, he completely cut ties with Su Qingxue out of shame. He just didn't want her to see his family's downfall. As the new couple walks out, a video call suddenly flashes on his phone. The guy on the other side is still wearing his wedding suit, looking incredibly smug and provocative.
He sneers. "Sorry, Shen Ran, I really did not know."
"I didn't realize you and Ruyan were registering today. I just wanted to fulfill my regrets." Shen Ran's face instantly goes cold as he calls Liu Cheng straight up disgusting. Liu Cheng plays the victim. "Brother, Shen Ran, scold me if you want. I know I messed up." He even drops the toxic line that the unloved one is the real homewrecker. Suddenly, Liu Ruyan's voice cuts in. Shen Ran fires back, telling them he does not care how lovey-dovey they are. He reminds them they are done. No way is he holding on to that trash position. Shen Ran sneers, catching Liu Cheng's obvious joy. Suddenly, Su Qingxue chimes in. They broke up, and now he is her husband. Her ice-cold voice immediately silences the toxic ex and her side piece.
She hangs up.
Then she clings to his arm, asking if he married her just to spite his ex. Meanwhile, staring at the call that just got abruptly disconnected, Liu Ruyan's face goes completely dark, silencing her friends. Love to see her finally getting humbled. Liu Cheng plays the victim again, asking if Shen Ran is mad at him.
Liu Ruyan waves it off, acting like Shen Ran is just throwing a childish tantrum. But inside her pocket, her fist is clenched so hard her knuckles are turning white. One friend asks her, "Aren't you worried he might actually marry someone else?" Liu Ruyan scoffs, calling it a cheap tantrum. Seeing how unbothered she is, her plastic friends go right back to partying. But back with our main character, he is facing a much softer, sweeter situation. Shen Ran suddenly plants a kiss on Su Qingxue's cheek, declaring that none of that matters because he is her husband now. Seeing her face turn bright red right there on the sidewalk, he cannot resist. He pulls her in by the back of her head, locking lips for a deeply passionate kiss. This is no dream. The moment they left the registry office, they became official. They are legally husband and wife now, and he kisses her until she is completely breathless. He reluctantly pulls back. She eagerly offers to go home with him, since she has been away for years. She wants to visit his parents, but he quickly shakes his head. He tells her to unpack first, insisting there is absolutely no need to rush things. Su Qingxue raises an eyebrow, her eyes flickering with a hint of quiet disappointment. Feeling totally red, he admits he needs to break the marriage news to his parents first. "Why did your bride change from her to me?" Su Qingxue softly asks. It is like she is trying to piece together everything he endured while she was away. She demands a full explanation right now. Shen Ran heads home. His dad is sitting on the couch furious while his mom whispers to him in panic. She asks if his social post was a joke, but he denies it. He takes off his coat and slams the marriage certificate right onto the table. That bright red book hurts to look at, sending his father into an absolute rage. Slamming the table, his dad yells in pure rage. He roars, asking if marriage is some kind of game to play out of spite. Raising his own voice, Shen Ran fires back, asking if he should have just taken it. Was he supposed to watch his fiancée marry another man and just accept it? Bullshit, his dad roars back, reminding him that this marriage was set in stone. Their grandfathers arranged this alliance, insisting that Liu Ruyan would never pull a stunt like that. Shen Ran just sneers and tosses his phone right onto the table. On screen, Liu Ruyan is wearing a wedding dress, hugging Lu Chen's arm. Their happy faces are absolutely eye-searing, making Father Shen stare blankly at the screen. This picture of the perfect couple hits like a brutal slap to the face. It completely drains all the life out of the middle-aged man. "Dad," Shen Ran sighs, "just because she dumped me doesn't mean nobody wants your son." He opens up his new marriage certificate, showing Su Qingxue's photo inside. She looks just as gorgeous as before she went abroad, only more refined. Mother Shen gasps. Wait, Qingxue is back? Shen Ran nods. She saved him at the registry. No response. Father Shen stays completely silent, but his face softens a lot. He quietly closes the certificate, admitting that Qingxue really is a great girl. But she just got back, so her career still... But then Father Shen interrupts. He interrupts his wife, coldly stating that Qingxue can't help their family at all. What is that even supposed to mean? Marrying on a whim? Then divorcing? Treating my entire life like some kind of a joke? Shen Ran snatches the certificate back, his last shred of hope completely shattered. Honestly, he knew his parents would be against this sudden flash marriage. But this is Su Qingxue we're talking about. She's practically family already. He figured once they saw how absurd Liu Ruyan's betrayal was, they would compromise. But instead, his dad slams the table. Are we treating this like a joke? Or are you the one playing games with the Shen family and your grandfather's life? The older man's commanding presence floods the room as he stares his son down. But our boy isn't buying it. He stares right back at his father. So basically, if he doesn't divorce, he is betraying his grandfather and the family? Do it! You must marry her! His father glares with pure fury, treating him like a family sinner, shouting that he has no choice but to marry her. But you literally saw what kind of toxic person she is, Shen Ran argues. Why are you forcing him straight into a fire pit? Facing his son's intense questioning. The father looks down at the phone, seeing that shameless wedding photo on display. It's sitting right there on the table, making the old man shake with absolute rage. Yet he nods anyway. Yes. But why? Shen Ran's eyes widen, completely unable to believe what he is hearing. He can't accept that his own loving parents are actually throwing him to the wolves.
Liu Ruyan was already this toxic on day one, yet they still want this marriage? Life with her would be pure hell. Suddenly, his mother begs him not to blame his dad.
She starts sobbing, explaining that his father actually has no other choice.
The family business is ruined, and Father Shen admits that if she pulls her funding, they will go bankrupt instantly. This absolutely floors our boy, and honestly, what a crazy twist. The heavy truth hits him hard. His dad reminds him of his grandfather's fragile health.
If the family goes bankrupt now, the shock will literally kill the old man. Shen Ran tries to suppress his rising anger, keeping his eyes locked on his father.
He hopes he just misheard. His dad sighs, admitting Su Qingxue is a great girl.
They basically watched her grow up, but for their family's survival right now, being a nice girl just isn't enough to save them. The father smiles bitterly.
Unless they absolutely had to, who would ever force their son to marry a gold digger? Shen Ran can barely hear his dad. His mind is spinning with the word bankruptcy.
Shaking, he grabs his phone and dials Su Qingxue. Honestly, you can feel his desperation.
To him, divorce is the only option left and the best way to protect her. As the heartbreaking ringtone echoes from the phone, right on cue, someone knocks on the front door. The family of three quickly composes themselves.
Shen Ran's mother opens the door. There stands Su Qingxue, holding tons of bags. They literally just talked about divorce, and now the wife herself shows up.
His mother hides her awkwardness with a smile, asking why she is visiting today. But Su Qingxue just steps inside, saying she is here to deliver her dowry. She immediately places all her heavy shopping bags right onto the table.
Shen Ran's father scowls, telling her to take it back since he has a fiancée.
He says visiting them is enough, but as for the marriage, Su Qingxue clearly saw this coming, calmly revealing they are already legally married. She pulls out their actual marriage certificate, and alongside it, she lays down a mountain of property deeds. Wait, you are not ready for this next part. Shen Ran's father is about to reject her, but catches one specific deed. It is for Jinian, the biggest investment giant in Jiangsheng. They own businesses in every industry, but the mysterious boss lives abroad. No one has ever seen this legendary tycoon who turns everything into gold. Are you actually the boss of Jinian? This middle-aged man is shaking in disbelief. His voice trembles as Su Qingxue simply nods. Talk about an absolute boss move. Even Shen Ran is completely stunned. Su Qingxue? The mysterious boss of Jinian was her all along. He looks at his dad, speechless. He silently asks his father what to do, but before his dad can speak, Su Qingxue speaks up, saying she knows they went through a lot while she was away. But now that she is back, everything is about to change. She tells them they can leave everything to her. What an absolute queen! She and Shen Ran's father talk for a while, reaching some secret agreement. As soon as dinner is over, his parents literally push him out the door. They tell him that since they are married, they should live together. Besides, Su Qingxue lives nearby, so they can always come back for meals. His father is beaming, practically glowing with joy. This 180-degree turn is hilarious. Once they leave the house, Su Qingxue walks right beside Shen Ran. She softly asks if he has any questions, her eyes darkening slightly.
He asks what she means, and she says he can ask anything.
She gently pats his head. He looks down at her stunning features in the moonlight.
Honestly, even if she was not a business genius, she could be a top celebrity.
With that gorgeous face, he asks her the big question. Why did she return? That is what he wants to know most, because when she left, he had made sure countless times back then that she would never return. But now, the girl has grown into a breathtaking beauty, holding his hand right here. She says she came back because she heard he was marrying someone else, leaving Shen Ran blinking in shock. He never expected this reason. She admits that she also thought she would never return. So when he stopped replying to her messages, she purposely avoided any news about him. Then, Su Qingxue suddenly hugs him, burying her face in his chest. That is so sweet. She admits she thought leaving would help her forget him, her voice trembling. Shen Ran is no fool. He gets it. Her surprise proposal was his childhood love finally breaking through.
She actually returned years ago, waiting for her brother to get married.
This is my dowry, she says softly.
She acts like it is someone else's story, but the love is obvious. Snuggling closer, she teases that she has officially married a handsome guy now. Su Qingxue pulls back, laughing. Under her sweet gaze, he kisses her before they head to her place. He heads straight to the bathroom while Su Qingxue checks her phone, seeing updates about the toxic ex Liu Ruyan. Her expression darkens, remembering how his girlfriend Liu Ruyan was constantly hooking up with male models when suddenly his phone rings. She spots Liu Ruyan's name and answers. The toxic ex demands he bring his registry book tomorrow to get married. Su Qingxue coldly tells her no. Hearing another woman, Liu Ruyan instantly panics, demanding answers.
She asks for him, but Su Qingxue says he is bathing.
Declaring she is his wife, she warns the ex to watch her step. The ex screams, threatening to pull her funding. Annoyed, Su Qingxue just hangs up. Liu Ruyan stands there completely stunned, unable to process getting hung up on. She slams her phone in pure rage. That voice sounded exactly like the video, making her wonder if he got married. Shower over, Shen Ran spots her holding his phone. He asks if someone called, and she casually says she handled his ex. She is completely upfront about it. Slipping the phone into his pocket, he just raises an eyebrow. There is no point dealing with his toxic ex now that they are married. Besides, Liu Ruyan was always arrogant. Honestly, she was probably just calling to demand another apology from him. Su Qingxue smiles beautifully, happy he does not care. She leaps into his chest, asking if he wants to know what she said. He says she probably complained and demanded he beg for forgiveness. 7 years of enduring toxicity for his family. Su Qingxue feels a wave of heartache and tightly wraps her arms around him. She buries herself in his chest, making his entire body instantly tense up. He is totally lost. The girl in his arms is the childhood crush he never dared to confess to. He still cannot process the fact that they are actually married now. Feeling her warmth, he tries to speak. But Su Qingxue just stands on her tiptoes and kisses him, driving him wild. He quickly backs off, telling her to go take her shower first. Su Qingxue shyly agrees, leaving him completely breathless at how easily she complied. Now he can finally catch his breath. Shen Ran finally snaps back to reality, staring at the house that feels both strange and familiar. He takes a deep breath, unable to believe that with just one single smile, the goddess next door from his high school days actually became his wife. Talk about a massive win. But then his phone rings, instantly shattering the mood. It is Liu Ruyan. For some reason, Su Qingxue calling her the ex-wife's sister flashes through his mind. He answers anyway. Liu Ruyan, barely holding back her rage, snaps that it is her. He just shrugs. What does Miss Liao want? He is in a great mood today. He does not mind playing with this toxic ex. She fumes. Shen Ran, you have some nerve. How dare you still be with that woman? Her pure rage is practically boiling over. He calmly cuts her off. Liu Ruyan, I need you to understand something right now. I am officially married now. Spending time with my actual wife is completely normal.
Is it not obvious? Suddenly, the sound of glass shattering echoes through the receiver.
No need to guess, she is throwing another tantrum and smashing vases again. Honestly, she always breaks stuff whenever things do not go her way. It is the ultimate toxic trait. Anything within her reach instantly gets smashed to complete pieces. Just then, Su Qingxue walks out of the bathroom and hears him calling her his wife. She wraps her arms around him and asks who he's talking to. He smiles back warmly and tells her it is just the ex-wife's sister. He plants a quick kiss on her cheek. Their shameless flirting is top tier. This completely breaks Liu Ruyan. For the first time, panic starts creeping into her chest. She grits her teeth. Shen Ran, what is the meaning of this? Explain yourself right now! I can still act like nothing happened. Hearing her desperate voice, he almost laughs. He realizes the call is still active, but Su Qingxue quickly grabs the phone. She speaks with a sweet but savage tone. Miss Liu, aren't you overestimating yourself? Shen Ran is my husband now, and we are going to bed. If Miss Liu has nothing to do, go discuss life with your own wedding partner. She roasted them both in one go. Shen Ran secretly gives her a massive thumbs up.
Let's see if you can act this tough once we pull our investments.
She slams the phone down in a fit of rage. Just thinking about how he called her the ex-wife's sister makes her blood boil.
Meanwhile, Lu Chen walks out of the shower with just a towel wrapped around him.
Seeing the absolute mess on the floor, he sits right next to her.
Is brother-in-law still mad? It is all my fault, he says, acting totally innocent.
I should not have bothered you today, she sighs. This has nothing to do with you.
She is totally annoyed, muttering that Shen Ran does not have the right to throw fits.
Hearing this, Lu Chen secretly smirks, feeling pretty pleased with himself. He slides his hand around her waist, but she is too distracted by the new wife.
She has no mood for him, but he keeps pushing his luck. She suddenly shoves him away. Sleep by yourself tonight.
With pure annoyance in her eyes, she decides to head over to the Shen family. Lu Chen quickly grabs her clothes, giving her his best puppy dog eyes.
Usually she falls hard for this act, completely forgetting about Shen Ran.
One sad look from him and she would normally drop everything else. But this time, she cold-heartedly brushes his hand right off. Talk about a reality check.
Liu Ruyan wants to see how the Shen family raised their son, because as her fiancé, he dared to run off with another woman. Meanwhile, Shen Ran has no clue that Liu Ruyan is already storming over to his family home. Instead, he is just staring at Su Qingxue's dripping wet hair and subconsciously gulps. Seeing this, the gorgeous woman narrows her sharp eyes, teasingly asking if she just heard him call her his wife. Our boy blushes furiously, stammering that he only said that to trigger Liu Ruyan. Suddenly, a dangerous aura radiates from Su Qingxue. She reminds him of his promise. Marrying her was not supposed to be some petty revenge. He quickly denies it, stammering that he just did not know how to explain things to her. His face is literally as red as a cooked shrimp, too flustered to even make eye contact. He is terrified that one more glance might make him lose control and take things to the next level. After all, some things are unavoidable between newlyweds, seeing his ears turn completely red like they might burst. Su Qingxue instantly realizes his mind is wandering straight into the gutter. She leans in closer, with absolutely no intention of clearing up the misunderstanding. Instead, she teases him, asking if he is still not used to being her husband. Hearing that title, delivered in her mature, sultry voice, has a seriously intense allure. His heart skips a beat. Just as his hand tentatively reaches for her waist, his phone suddenly blares, completely ruining the mood yet again. Thinking it is the toxic ex Liu Ruyan haunting them again, Su Qingxue gets visibly annoyed. She grabs his phone to toss it away, but as her eyes glance at the screen, she suddenly freezes and stands up. Shen Ran is also incredibly fed up with these non-stop calls, ready to unleash a whole string of curse words. But seeing it is actually his mom calling, his angry face instantly turns perfectly polite. This sudden shift cracks Su Qingxue up, and she cannot resist giving him a quick kiss. On the other end, his mom panics, begging Shen Ran to come home because Liu Ruyan is there. Her voice sounds incredibly anxious and desperate. His brain completely lags. Why on earth is his ex going crazy in the middle of the night? His mom explains that Liu Ruyan is threatening to withdraw her funding if she does not see him.
She begs him to rush back before hanging up, giving him no chance to ask questions. Since Su Qingxue was leaning right against him,
she obviously heard every single word, staring at him with an intense gaze. Shen Ran feels incredibly embarrassed. Let's be real, his family business is basically an empty shell now, solely relying on his toxic ex's money to barely keep the lights on. Sure, Su Qingxue is a literal billionaire, but they just got married today. Asking her to bail out his failing family company right off the bat feels incredibly awkward. Even though she previously promised his parents that she would support the Shen family business, it was just a verbal agreement. Now that Liu Ruyan is actively threatening to pull out, he feels totally lost. He tells her he needs to head back and deal with it. Instead of replying, she silently stands up and grabs some clothes. Seeing her cold reaction, the warm, fuzzy feeling in his chest instantly dies down. Honestly, it is his family's mess. He has no right to expect her to fix it. She walks back in, fully dressed, and spots him still sitting dejectedly on the bed. With a soft sigh, she gently asks why he is not changing his clothes yet.
Forcing a weak smile, he tells her that he can handle going back alone. Alone? She raises an eyebrow, noting that he looks completely stressed and defeated.
Trying to hide her racing heart, Su Qingxue quietly asks her brand new husband,
If he is seriously going back to see his toxic ex alone, is he planning to get back with her?
Shen Ran shifts his gaze guiltily, totally caught off guard by her reading him like an open book.
But the Shen family company is his grandfather's life's work, and the old man is still hospitalized.
He just cannot stand by and let Liu Ruyan ruin everything.
But his little worries? Honestly, Su Qingxue sees right through them instantly.
She gently caresses his face and asks if he's just worried about Liu Ruyan pulling her funding.
She knows that would destroy his family. Shen Ran shudders, completely exposed.
Before he can answer, she reminds him she is his legal wife now, so his family's crisis is her crisis too. Her touch sends a shiver down his spine, so he quickly pulls her hand away to keep his cool. He looks at her and admits the Shen family's debt is a massive black hole he can't ask her to fix. But she just smiles and tells him to call her his wife, and she will handle it. Amused that she is still teasing him now, he pushes her off to go change in the bathroom. Liu Ruyan has arrived, and no matter how bad it gets, he cannot just hide or he will never be able to face his grandfather again. Meanwhile, Su Qingxue gets a cold look on her face and fires off a few texts. Since they live right next door, it only takes a few minutes to change and head over.
The second he steps inside, he is greeted by Liu Ruyan glaring at him like a hawk. Next to her, Shen Ran's parents are standing there,
wearing these overly submissive smiles, but the moment they spot Su Qingxue walking in behind him, their faces instantly freeze. Liu Ruyan scoffs, asking if this is the great son they raised. She glares at Su Qingxue, sneering about him staying out late to find some homewrecker. That completely sets Shen Ran off. For years, he was the one cleaning up her messes, constantly dealing with all the random guys she slept with and threw away.
Yet today she actually has the nerve to accuse him of cheating. Talk about shameless.
This is the same girl who has countless side pieces and stood him up on their wedding day.
She claims those other guys mean nothing and that Shen Ran is her only real choice. But despite saying that, Liu Ruyan cannot stop glaring at Su Qingxue. But our female lead? She hasn't said a single word since walking in. She just stands right next to him, radiating this insane boss energy that naturally commands the entire room. This is definitely not the vibe of some random mistress. Too bad Liu Ruyan is clueless. She thinks her status in Jiang City is untouchable and refuses to be intimidated by a nobody. After all, Su Qingxue looks pretty young, so she probably just runs some tiny third-tier company in the city. Comforted by her own delusion, Liu Ruyan smirks, feeling completely in control again. No small-time boss has the cash to bail out the Shen family's massive debt anyway. She figures even if Shen Ran made a mistake and married this woman, they will divorce eventually, and he will crawl right back to being her fiancé. Her smug attitude is so obvious that everyone in the room can see right through her.
Shen Ran's parents don't say a word, still quietly standing by the wealthy ex-girlfriend's side.
But their smiles have definitely cooled down. Talk about awkward.
Because they are dying to see if Su Qingxue, the actual shadow boss of Jinyan,
will actually bail out their family company just to protect her new husband.
And as for that special situation, Shen Ran almost laughs out loud. She literally ditched him for another man's wedding.
Left her fiancé at the registry? What a joke of an emergency.
Even after getting exposed in front of the family elders, Liu Ruyan does not care.
She is fully convinced the Shen family cannot survive without her money. So she smugly claims she only wanted to throw a wedding for show anyway. Unlike some loser who runs off and marries a total random. She spits this out with pure disgust. Deep down, Liu Ruyan is still fuming, convinced this entire wedding is fake. To her, it is just a desperate stunt with a hired actress. Then, the quiet new wife pulls out 2 official marriage certificates. Su Qingxue drops them on the table, looking down with pure dominance.
She sneers, telling Miss Liu that next time she wants to talk trash,
she should look in a mirror first. Liu Ruyan stares at the red books, frozen. It hits her like lightning. She genuinely thought the marriage was fake. Just a trick to force an apology. She is way too used to the Shen family relying on her wealth. She expects Shen Ran to stay a loyal puppy, forever begging for her favor.
That is why she behaves like a smug queen.
But those red booklets feel like a brutal, physical slap to her face. How dare you? She glares at him with pure hatred. Marrying someone else? Do you want to see your family business get ruined? Shen Ran frowns slightly, unsure what losing her funding actually means. He is genuinely worried, but wait for this next part.
Su Qingxue gently takes his hand, instantly calming his tense, clenched fist.
This sweet moment triggers Liu Ruyan. She snaps her head toward his father.
She demands if this is how he raises a son.
Marrying another woman while engaged? Shen Ran's father stays silent. His eyes dart between both women, calculating his next move.
He is figuring out who brings more cash. Honestly, his greed is hilarious.
Before anyone speaks, Liu Ruyan smirks, thinking she has already won. She mocks him, saying a broke girl cannot save his family. Shen Ran scoffs, warning her to watch her mouth. She is his legal wife, so she needs some respect.
Oh, right, Liu Ruyan laughs. You actually went and got married. Now, marrying into my family makes you a divorced second-hand man.
Good luck with the gossip, because I will not help you anymore. Su Qingxue literally bursts out laughing. Shen Ran has not even divorced her yet. How are people already daydreaming about his next wedding? The audacity is wild. But Liu Ruyan still feels invincible with her family backing. She asks if Su Qingxue realizes the Shen family is an empty shell. Hearing her endless threats makes Shen Ran's expression go completely dark. If his parents were not in the room, he would have slapped her.
Just to teach her a lesson.
Instead, Su Qingxue asks if the Liu family is ready to go bankrupt too. Liu Ruyan completely chokes up, totally blindsided by the bold threat.
Su Qingxue warns her not to ruin her family's hard-earned success over petty drama.
So Su Qingxue steps right up and throws herself straight into Shen Ran's arms, right in front of her face. And the look she gives Liu Ruyan is absolute zero, cold as ice. Hands off, he is her man now. Liu Ruyan is like, fine, keep him, but don't come begging when your family business goes under. This blatant flex completely triggers Liu Ruyan, making her slam the table and storm out. But not before she glares at his dad, spitting out that he raised a terrible son. She warns him he'll regret this. Honestly, good riddance. Shen Ran just smiles as she leaves. The moment she's gone, Father Shen drops the act and glares at his son. Get to the study. Knowing what's coming, Shen Ran tells Su Qingxue to wait downstairs. She promises to handle it. Her sweet support gives Shen Ran a massive confidence boost. They head upstairs. The study door shuts. His dad grabs a teacup and hurls it straight at Shen Ran's feet. A loud crash, but he stands his ground. See, Shen Ran had an accident as a kid that messed up his memory. He barely remembers anything except his dad's terrifying temper. Whenever he made a mistake, things would fly. If he ever dared to flinch, a slap would follow. The old man is absolutely fuming, screaming that Shen Ran thinks he's a big man now. Marrying some random girl without even asking? Insane! And worst of all, he just chased away their sponsor, Liu Ruyan. He feels totally wronged. Didn't they literally agree to this at dinner? His dad snaps back that yes, they did, but that was before Liu Ruyan showed up and ruined everything. But Su Qingxue is a literal top executive, unlike that spoiled party girl. Father Shen literally laughs in his face. Sure, whatever you say. They literally just got married today. Why would she immediately dump millions into their family business? And honestly, his dad has a point. They barely know each other and haven't had a real wedding. To the world, they are strangers. There is absolutely no reason for Su Qingxue to bail them out. His dad sighs. He plays the victim.
But they need the Liu family's money to survive, even if she's awful.
He expects Shen Ran to just swallow his pride and play along. Hearing this makes Shen Ran's blood run cold. Our boy is a happily married man now, not some plaything. Going back to charm his toxic ex? Shen Ran sneers, asking if his dad wants him to act like some cheap host club playboy.
His dad's plan? Absolutely insane.
Bro, treating his own son's marriage like a transaction is next-level trash behavior.
Shen Ran grits his teeth, asking his dad if his marriage is literally just a business deal. His father just scoffs, asking what else it would be. Now it is payback time. Hearing this, our main character actually starts trembling in pure disgust. He basically played the role of a loyal dog to keep them happy. But to his dad, that is not enough. Suddenly, Father Shen's phone starts ringing. The call ends, and his dad looks absolutely livid, like he is about to blow a fuse. He tells him to keep playing the dog. Honestly, who says that to their own kid? Shen Ran is completely stunned by his father. The Liu family withdrew their funding, and his dad basically uses his sick grandfather as blackmail. Shen Ran is left utterly shattered. All the light drains from his eyes, and he does not even notice Su Qingxue arriving. She gently grabs his shoulders, asking him what is wrong with genuine concern. He just mutters, "It is nothing." His mind is complete mush right now. How is he even supposed to explain this mess? He thought marrying Su Qingxue would finally fix things, but the reality is much harsher. Toxic ex Liu Ruyan moved way faster. Can his new wife Su Qingxue actually save him? Or is he doomed to crawl back? It feels like he is trapped, forced to be Liu Ruyan's puppet boyfriend forever. Su Qingxue pulls him into a hug, but his mother suddenly bursts in, ruining the moment. Shen Ran quickly pulls away, forcing a tense smile onto his face to hide the panic. He asks what is wrong while his mother gives Su Qingxue a cold, calculating look. She panics out loud about the ex pulling her funds. She demands to know if it is true, and he quietly whispers that it is. He tries to keep it down, but his mother literally screeches, raising her voice on purpose. She wishes he had just apologized earlier. Now that the family business is on the line, things are looking absolutely catastrophic for them. She even suggests cutting off his grandfather's hospital stay. Talk about a completely heartless mother. But she knows exactly what she is doing. This is all a calculated guilt trip. She is saying this to test Su Qingxue, wanting to see if she has any real power.
Having money is one thing, spending it is another.
His parents always knew what kind of toxic person the ex really was. Even if she cheated openly, they would still force Shen Ran to take the abuse. They are absolute trash. Hearing her talk about his sick grandfather like that completely breaks Shen Ran. He confronts his mother, but she just shrugs, asking what else they can possibly do. She claims they will be completely homeless if the family company goes under. Zero money left for bills. Su Qingxue has heard enough of this trash talk, stepping in to declare they will not go bankrupt. She promises they will not lose their home. She already made her stance clear earlier. But the mother still plays dumb, pretending she doubts Su Qingxue can handle this. It is an empty shell. It requires massive funds to save. His mother is seriously trying to play mind games. Her pure greed is fully on display. Luckily, Su Qingxue is built different. She calmly reveals that the entire year's funding has already been wired. The toxic ex's funding gap will be fixed in under 30 minutes. Talk about boss energy. Nobody expected her to move this fast, but Su Qingxue remains completely calm. She keeps her expressions totally hidden, but hearing the money is on the way, Shen Ran's mother instantly lights up and turns around to call her husband. Shen Ran whispers that she does not need to get dragged into this mess. "It is my business," she replies simply. "Am I supposed to watch my own husband run off to please another woman?" Su Qingxue looks up at him with an intense gaze that is impossible to ignore. She is no fool, and she definitely saw right through his parents' fake behavior. If she had not come with him today to face Liu Ruyan, his toxic parents would have absolutely forced him to kneel and beg his ex. She will never allow that, but Shen Ran quickly says he did not mean it like that. Holding her hand, he points out they just got married today after years apart. Pouring this much money into his family seems way too reckless for her company, Jinian. Su Qingxue looks up, finding his blushing red face absolutely adorable. She cannot help but kiss him, making him quickly check on his mother. Relieved she is still on the phone, his face turns completely red. She looks at him, saying the company Jinian only exists because of him anyway. She chuckles softly, telling him that since he needs help now, she has to step up to back him, but she reminds him of her earlier condition. "Call me wife and I will help you," she says with a mischievous glint. Since she already helped him out, she thinks it is time to collect some interest.
His mind immediately goes wild as his wealthy mother finally hangs up the phone.
Su Qingxue steps up, telling his mother that it is getting pretty late now.
Since the company crisis is resolved, she says she will take Shen Ran home to rest.
Her elegant presence completely commands the room, leaving absolutely no space for any arguments.
Remembering the massive transfer confirmed on the phone, his mother nods eagerly.
Her fawning face is actually hilarious, even more pathetic than when she bowed to Liu Ruyan. Nervous about that promised interest, Shen Ran flees from his mother's knowing looks.
He practically runs away in panic, but the second they get back to her place,
oh my god, she completely pins him against the wall and goes in for a kiss! Leaving him no room to resist as the gentle moonlight pours through the huge windows. The soft light exposes his blushing cheeks while she tries to keep herself in control.
Sensing his panic, she whispers that she will let him go if he calls her wife.
Coaxing him gently, she reminds him they had a deal for her to help him.
She teases him, asking if he plans to take the money and run.
With her pressing close to him, his mind completely melts like cotton candy under her touch. He finally gives in, pleading for his wife to let him go. Her eyes light up instantly, and she wraps her arms even tighter around him. She teasingly begs him to say it again, which makes him realize she is just playing. He shoves her away in embarrassment, yelling that she could obviously hear him from this close. She just laughs, leaning forward to bury her head right against his chest. In a soft, sultry voice, she whispers that her husband is just too cute. Meanwhile, a furious Liu Ruyan storms out, and honestly, this toxic ex is about to regret everything. The Shen family is a massive money pit, and her family has wasted millions on them. But before they can even regret, our female lead has already made her move. Liu Ruyan pulled out all her funds, and Lu Chen, in his pajamas, sees her walk back in. He immediately flashes a fake smile, asking Sister Ruyan why she came over in person. He hopes Shen Ran has finally forgiven him, but she just cold snorts in response. Forgiveness does not even matter as long as he still cares. Shen Jie will have to bow down and apologize, she claims, leaving her phone on the table.
she pulls Lu Chen straight to her side, sliding her hands all over his abs without even pausing. But her eyes are glued to the table, clearly waiting for a specific phone call. The second her phone finally rings, she shoves Lu Chen aside and stands right up.
With a smug grin, she asks if the Shen group is in absolute chaos right now. But the voice on the other end is dead serious, saying that is the main issue. Right after the Liu family pulled their money, another massive wave of capital flooded right in. The Shen group is completely untouched, and honestly, the author absolutely cooked with this plot twist. Liu Ruyan slams the table in pure rage, scaring Lu Chen, who was trying to creep back over. He quietly backs away, terrified she might lose her mind and beat him instead of the table. We are talking about a massive financial hole left behind by the Liu family. Only a few giants in Jiang City could pull this off. She demands to know who dares cross her. The guy on the line senses her fury and explains it was the Jingnian group. His contacts trace the money back to the massive Jingnian group, and hearing that name completely stuns her. Liu Ruyan immediately pictures the beautiful, mysterious woman she saw earlier at Shen Ran's house. Nobody in Jiang City has ever heard of Su Qingxue, but Jingnian Group is absolutely legendary. Recalling how confident Su Qingxue acted earlier today, a deep sense of dread creeps in. She barks orders into the phone, telling her contact to put Shen Jia's affairs aside. Instead, she wants them to dig up everything on Su Qingxue. Meanwhile, Lu Chen overhears everything. A dangerous, scheming glint flashes in his eyes. Meanwhile, on the other side of town, Su Qingxue looks at the super nervous Shen Ran and finds him absolutely adorable.
But she gently lets him go, not wanting to rush things into the next phase just yet.
Since they have not met in years, marrying him so fast was already a major shortcut. She wants to win his heart fully before going all the way. She playfully taps his shoulder. Su Qingxue giggles, leaning her entire body right back in toward him. Shen Ran instinctively wraps his arms around her waist, but she smoothly slips right past him. She turns on the lights with a smirk, asking if her new husband wants another kiss.
She teases him playfully, making him blush and stutter that he definitely does not want to.
Shen Ran quickly shoves her away, practically running up the stairs in pure panic.
His heart is pounding like crazy, but looking at the bedrooms, he faces a major dilemma. Technically, they are officially husband and wife now, so sharing a bed makes total sense. But our boy is so flustered, and honestly, can you blame him after what he went through? Suddenly, the click-clack of her high heels echoes behind him. He nervously calls out her name. He asks where she wants to sleep tonight, catching Su Qingxue completely off guard. Seeing his incredibly shy expression, her inner tease wakes up as she asks where he thinks. She heavily emphasizes that last word, knowing exactly how unready he is for this. She suddenly dives into his chest, leaving him completely frozen and blushing like crazy. She whispers that although they are married, they should still build their feelings first. That intimate stuff can wait until they are both fully ready, right, husband? She giggles, clearly enjoying how easily she can make him blush with just a few words. He obviously knows what she means, but her bluntness about building a real romance is actually adorable. But honestly, it only leaves a bitter taste in his mouth. He just nods and steps inside. Right on cue, Su Qingxue gets a sudden phone call and has to rush out, leaving him all alone. Staring at the empty, quiet room, he tosses and turns all night, completely unable to sleep. He remembers how she tried to keep her voice down during that call. But he still heard them mentioning his old family, the Shen family. And she never came back that night. She just texted him to go ahead and sleep. The next morning, he takes a cab to work. But before he can even step inside, someone blocks his way. It is that arrogant clown, Liu Chen. Shen Ran instantly tenses up, his face dripping with pure, unbothered disgust. Honestly, who wants to deal with a shameless homewrecker? He tries to walk right past him. Too bad Liu Chen is looking for trouble. He blocks the path and demands they talk. Shen Ran slaps his arm away. Look, there is literally nothing to talk about. Let me work. But Liu Chen just sneers. The great Shen family heir working a normal job? Aren't you embarrassed to be seen here? Well, someone seduced their boss just to climb the social ladder, and they are not embarrassed either. At least my money is clean. Why should I care? Don't test my patience, Shen Ran. Liu Chen is completely triggered now that his secrets are out. He is absolutely fuming. At this rate, if Shen Ran does not deal with this idiot now, he will never make it into the office. So he stops and slowly sizes Liu Chen up. Just a fresh graduate who relies entirely on Liu Ruyan's black card to survive. Yet he is trying way too hard to look mature and sophisticated. The heavy cologne is literally suffocating. Shen Ran recoils immediately. Honestly, when did Liu Ruyan's taste in men become this tragic? Seriously, she has played around with countless guys over the years. But almost none of them stuck around. And honestly, every single one of them was better than him. As they stare each other down, Liu Chen finally loses his patience and snaps.
Stop playing games to seduce Ruin, he demands. Shen Ran literally points at himself in shock.
Liu Chen sneers, pointing out that even on their marriage day, Ruyan abandoned Shen Ran for their wedding. Do you really think she loves you? He asks. But honestly, Shen Ran could not care less. He is already married to someone else. Liu Chen can keep that trash Liu Ruyan for himself. Liu Chen just laughs it off, claiming he knows exactly what Shen Ran is trying to do. You only got married to make her jealous! He glares, warning Shen Ran to back off. Get out of her life permanently? Make her jealous? Shen Ran is literally laughing out loud. He seriously cannot believe this. He is literally married to the gorgeous goddess Su Qingxue now. Yet these delusional fools still think he is chasing his trash ex. Honestly, the brain rot is real. No wonder they deserve each other. If you are so capable, go keep your woman on a leash. Tell her to stay away from me instead of barking like a dog in my face. Shen Ran shoves him aside, walks straight inside. Zero time for clowns. Don't think your cheap tricks are gonna work, Shen Ran, Liu Chen screams after him. He is screaming at the top of his lungs, completely throwing a public tantrum like a toddler. But then a cold voice interrupts. Su Qingxue calls out his name from across the street. He turns to see his stunning new wife strutting toward them with absolute boss energy. To work, Shen Ran smiles. Gotta pay off those debts. Su Qingxue pulls him close and scoffs.
You are my husband now. What debts could you possibly have? Tell me about it. I basically owe someone a debt. So he playfully smacks her butt, and honestly, the feel is absolutely unforgettable. He knows Liu Qin is watching from behind, so he intentionally did that to show him, letting him see if Shen Ran is clinging to Liu Ruyan or if she is clinging to him.
Seeing their intimate chemistry, Liu Chen does not hesitate to snap a photo. This guy is toxic. He sends it straight to Liu Ruyan with a dramatic caption about her marriage calamity.
He pretends to worry that Shen Ran might have registered his marriage since they look so close. Could that woman actually be his wife? On the other end, when Liu Ruyan sees the photo, she completely loses her mind. She furiously smashes her cup onto the floor just as her secretary walks in to report about the big investment fair. Jinyan is the absolute top investment firm in Zhangcheng. The poor secretary clutching the business documents happens to walk right into this terrifying scene. Jinyan again, she mutters, absolutely furious at the news. Just because the Shin family partnered with Jinyan, now everyone has to join in on the hype? With bloodshot eyes, Liu Ruyan grits her teeth and orders her driver to pick her up later. Then she shoots a quick text to Liu Chen telling him to dress up sharp. He is going to accompany her to the gala tonight while the terrified secretary scrambles out. Liu Chen immediately texts back a yes, thrilled to have scored this golden ticket. He figures that after seeing these photos, Liu Ruyan is going to absolutely despise Shen Ran. This means his golden opportunity has finally arrived, and he walks away with a smug grin. He immediately starts getting ready to act as her handsome date for the big event tonight. Remember, this exclusive spot always belonged to Shen Ran, but Su Qingxue has no idea about the drama unfolding. She softly asks him when they are leaving work, and when he looks over, she mentions the investment fair tonight.
Since she is the actual boss, she will be making an official appearance.
She teasingly asks her handsome husband if he would do her the honor of being her date. Her deep voice carries a playful tone, making her sound incredibly charming and impossible to resist. He asks if her busy night was spent securing the critical funds for the Shen family.
Shen Ran feels a bit hesitant, wondering if showing up together right now might look bad to others.
He finally gets to stand by her side, but he hates that people might think he is only using her.
It is not something he wants to deal with, but she reassures him that her boss identity remains hidden.
She claims they are just there to scout future business partners, holding his hand warmly as they arrive at the main entrance. Knowing this day is bound to come anyway, he realizes that facing it now is much better than running away. This is the perfect chance to completely cut ties with his past, and a genuine smile forms on his face. He nods in agreement, and she reminds him to pack his absolute best suit for the evening. He promises to pick her up, prompting Su Qingxue to smile warmly. Later that evening, Su Qingxue brings him right to the elegant venue of the investment fair. Keeping her promise, she has no plans to expose her identity as the big boss as they step inside. She finds them a quiet, secluded corner and immediately heads off to grab some delicious food for him. Once she sees her man is perfectly comfortable, she reluctantly walks away to handle a few business matters. Watching her walk away, some unexpected thoughts begin to drift into his mind. Su Qingxue has such an incredible figure that he cannot help but visualize things he probably should not. His face turns completely red, and he quickly shakes his head to dismiss those wild thoughts. Desperate to cool down, he grabs an iced drink from the table to calm his racing thoughts. He takes a big sip, only to be interrupted by a very familiar, annoying voice mocking him. Hearing Liu Chen's voice makes him instantly frown, and he slowly looks over to see who it is. He spots Liu Ruyan standing there with a dark expression, instantly ruining his appetite and making his drink taste awful. Talk about ruining the vibe. Seriously, why do these two keep showing up like annoying ghosts? Shen Ran just sighs to himself, totally ignoring them and refusing to give them the time of day. But seeing him act so cold only triggers Liu Ruyan, and she starts marching straight toward him. Before Shen Ran can even stand up and walk away, a middle-aged businessman approaches them from behind. He calls out to Liu Ruyan, greeting her with a big smile and saying it has been a while. Liu Ruyan's expression stiffens for a split second, but she quickly forces a fake, polite smile. She turns around to greet him, acting all friendly and saying it really has been ages. She tells him they absolutely have to catch up, but with Liu Ruyan distracted, her boy toy is left alone. Liu Cheng's fake smile instantly drops, and he starts stomping over the Shen Ran like a total bully.
He grits his teeth and asks Shen Ran why he won't stay away from his girl. Shen Ran is just like, "Bro, what? Do you even hear how ridiculous you sound right now?" Liu Cheng scoffs, saying he knows exactly what he is talking about. This is a high-end investment fair. He snaps that a bankrupt, failing company like the Shen family's business has absolutely zero right to be here. He glares coldly, mocking Shen Ran for showing up at an event he does not belong in.
Liu Cheng smirks, claiming that only the ultra-wealthy are invited, and Shen Ran must be desperate for cash.
He accuses him of trying to find a sugar mommy. Honestly, the sheer delusion here is actually crazy.
Shen Ran just looks at him, amusement dancing in his eyes as he studies this absolute clown. He reminds Liu Cheng that he's already married, suggesting Liu Cheng is the one selling his body.
He warns him to keep his dirty thoughts to himself instead of embarrassing himself in public like this. Liu Cheng glares back at him, pure rage exploding in his eyes as his insecurity gets totally triggered.
Making sure Liu Ruyan is busy, he grabs a glass of wine and lunges straight at Shen Ran.
Seriously, this kind of cheap drama trick? Shen Ran has seen it 1,000 times at banquets.
The moment Liu Cheng makes his move, our boy is already 10 steps ahead of him. He grabs a throw pillow, blocking the wine perfectly while watching Liu Cheng throw a total temper tantrum.
Shen Ran just smirks, telling him to leave those cheap soap opera tricks at home next time.
He advises him to behave since it is his first time here, which completely sets Liu Cheng off.
Liu Cheng's face twists in pure fury. He screams that if Shen Ran had not hogged Liu Ruyan, for all those years he would have been the one attending these high-profile events long ago.
Shen Ran almost laughs out loud. Does this guy seriously think anyone was fighting over Liu Ruyan?
He stands up, wanting nothing more than to get as far away from this delusional freak as possible.
Honestly, this guy and Liu Ruyan deserve each other. They are both completely toxic and unhinged. They need to stay locked up together so they do not ruin anyone else's life.
Liu Cheng thinks he won and mocks him, though his eyes are still burning with deep jealousy.
He cannot stand that Liu Ruyan only ever brought Shen Ran to these elite business parties.
Shen Ran tells him to take his petty tantrums home and stop acting like a clown in public.
He warns him not to embarrass himself, but Liu Cheng just shrieks, accusing Shen Ran of calling him crazy.
Seeing that this guy is about to start another scene, Shen Ran decides to shut him down.
He cuts him off, reminding him of exactly where they are standing right now.
This is Liu Ruyan's first big shot at securing a massive partnership with the powerful Jin Group.
If Liu Cheng ruins this deal, there is no guarantee he will still be her favorite boy tomorrow.
That threat hits home, and Liu Cheng's face goes completely pale as he glares in silent rage.
He finally forces himself to swallow his anger, knowing he cannot afford to upset the Jin Group.
If he makes a scene and ruins the Liu family's reputation today, his career is over.
Liu Ruyan is ruthless, and she has dumped plenty of guys the moment they became a liability.
In fact, that is exactly how the last guy got replaced by Liu Cheng in the first place.
Honestly, if this guy had even a single brain cell, he wouldn't make the same mistake twice.
Since the guy shuts his mouth, our main character finally gets a moment to breathe.
He starts looking around the crowd for Su Qingxue, but he cannot find her yet.
He catches sight of another incredibly annoying face strutting right toward him.
The second Liu Ruyan shows up, Liu Chen instantly gets his confidence back.
He immediately grabs her arm, putting on a fake, innocent smile.
That wine-soaked pillow is hard to miss, and Liu Ruyan immediately frowns and demands to know what happened.
Liu Chen plays the classic victim, whining that he was just trying to hand Shen Ran a drink. But his hand slipped, spilling it on the pillow, though he acts glad Shen Ran's clothes are clean. Shen Ran just hits him with a cold stare, saying it is a good thing because he couldn't afford a replacement. Liu Chen's smile completely freezes, but Liu Ruyan does not even care about his feelings. She pulls her arm away from him and glares down at Shen Ran.
She says she is surprised his family hasn't gone bankrupt yet, and even more surprised to see him here. Honestly, hearing his ex of several years wishing ruin on his family is just wild.
Shen Ran does not hold back his disgust, realizing she is somehow even more toxic than before.
She reminds him this is a high-profile summit meant only for the rich and powerful.
Asking where his new woman is and if she's too busy networking with actual big shots. Since he has been standing alone this whole time, she thinks she has won this round. She is so used to looking down on everyone that she does not see anything wrong with her attitude.
Shen Ran just shrugs it off, telling her whatever makes her happy. But honestly, his patience is wearing thin, and he is seriously starting to regret coming today.
If he knew he would run into this drama, he would have stayed home and relaxed.
Not getting the reaction she wanted, Liu Ruyan completely loses her cool.
She demands to know what is so great about that other woman who has zero money.
She has no talent either, yet he is completely set on staying with her.
Shen Ran can barely believe his ears, asking if she is seriously trying to interrogate him. She snaps back that her own fiancé ran off to marry some random girl. She claims he ruined her family's reputation, but he just scoffs at her, calling him a fiancé.
At this point, it is hilarious how she forgets her family pulled all their funding without a second thought.
Yet she still blames him, so he points straight at Lu Chen and fires back. She literally threw a wedding with this side guy on their marriage day, completely humiliating him.
And she expects him to care about her family pride, which gets under her skin immediately. Liu Ruyan gets visibly annoyed and claims she already explained that whole mess.
To her, it was just a show, and he is still the only one she wanted to marry.
Shen Ran just laughs it off, saying finding a three-legged toad is hard, but finding a woman is easy.
He asks if she is really that delusional to think he cannot survive without her?
This verbal slap right to her face is honestly so satisfying to watch. Gritting her teeth, she reaches out to grab him, telling him he is coming with her right now.
She demands he dump his new wife, promising she will overlook his second marriage.
Lu Chen was happily watching the drama, but this completely sends him into a panic.
He wanted to make Shen Ran look like a fool, not get replaced. The absolute last thing he wants is for Shen Ran to divorce and come back to her.
If the ex-husband returns, his golden ticket is gone, and he will be cast aside. He would be stuck in the shadows forever, so as she reaches for Shen Ran, he panics. Lu Chen desperately grabs her arm, earning himself a massive glare from his rich benefactor.
Lu Chen reminds Liu Ruyan that this is Jin Yan's gala, so they cannot make a massive scene.
He plays the caring supporter, and it actually makes her freeze. She pulls her hand back because honestly, this is not the Liu family's home turf. If they mess this up, they might lose any future deals with the brand.
Everyone wants a piece of this rising giant, Jin Yan Group.
Every elite family in Zhengcheng wants to play nice, and absolutely nobody wants to offend them.
Meanwhile, our gorgeous female lead Su Qingxue finishes talking with her team. She goes to check on Shen Ran, only to find him completely surrounded by those two. When she sees Liu Ruyan actually trying to hug him, she instantly sees red.
She ditches her team and charges straight over, saying, "What a coincidence, Miss Liu."
We meet again. Her ice-cold voice cuts through the air from behind them. Before Liu Ruyan can even process it, Su Qingxue struts right past him. She completely bypasses those two eyesores to stand right next to Shen Ran. She whispers, "Are you okay?" And our boy just smiles, saying he is fine.
He asks, "Weren't you busy? How did you even get away?"
Su Qingxue frowns, saying she was worried they would try something funny.
She asks if Liu Ruyan did anything, but he laughed it off. He is not stupid.
If she tried anything, she cannot outfight a grown man anyway.
His bright smile is a total slap in the face to his ex.
Honestly, watching her step up to protect him is such a massive win. Seeing them acting so close, Liu Ruyan finds his happy smile incredibly irritating. Back when they were together, he always looked completely miserable.
Getting a simple smirk out of him was a miracle, let alone this bright smile.
She immediately tries to ruin the vibe, scoffing that Shen Ran returned empty-handed.
She mockingly tells him that if he cannot handle the Shen family's current mess,
he should just sign the divorce papers early to keep some cash in his pockets. Empty-handed? Su Qingxue looks at Shen Ran, totally confused by her words. She has no idea what this woman is yapping about, while he just sighs.
He clearly has zero interest in entertaining his ex-wife, but she takes his silence as a win.
Getting smug, she brags about her family pulling their funding the night before. She claims that securing the Jin Yan Group's investment will be completely impossible for him. He admits she is well-informed, but she warns him that his family's debt
is a massive black hole. She asks what will happen when Jin Yan's actual boss finds out.
Do you really think they will keep their money invested?
She turns back to Shen Ran, looking down on him with pure arrogance. She boasts that only her family has the power to save his business.
First he had to deal with Liu Chen, and now he's dealing with this psycho.
I love how she has no clue who the actual boss is, but we do.
Su Qingxue is standing right here, and she's the one making all the calls. This has absolutely nothing to do with Liu Ruyan, and his patience is officially gone. He sarcastically agrees, mocking her that her family is indeed the greatest in the city. He drips with pure sarcasm, calling them the absolute best. His mockery makes her face turn red with rage, while he just laughs it off.
Su Qingxue finds his smile adorable, leaning in close to whisper in her sultry voice. She softly asks if he is having fun, but adds that she certainly is not.
Su Qingxue starts whining on purpose, complaining that those people called her broke. She even claims they accused her of hunting for a sugar daddy, all while clinging tightly to Shen Ran. Shen Ran just sighs and comforts her, asking if she really thinks he does not know her net worth. Besides, someone like Liu Ruyan is so insanely arrogant, she literally thinks she is the center of the universe. But Su Qingxue immediately pouts, asking if her hubby thinks she is somehow less capable than that ex. Yeah, she completely misinterprets it comfort and keeps whining with a pretty adorable pout. He tells her she is totally twisting his words, but she insists he said she could not match Liu Ruyan. She playfully claims she is officially mad, leaving Shen Ran totally helpless as she giggles quietly. He has to raise his hands in surrender, though she probably realizes she is being a little unreasonable. Since they are in public, acting too spoiled right now is not the best look. So she reluctantly lets go of him, though you can tell she is definitely not happy about it.
Suddenly, some girl gasps out Shen Ran's name from nearby, making both of them spin around instantly.
They spot a group of wealthy young heirs standing together, staring in absolute shock at their hand-holding. Seeing them look so incredibly close, the entire group's jaw instantly drops.
Su Qingxue asks if they are friends, but Shen Ran just gives them a
Cold, bored look. Basically, they are just Liu Ruyan's fake friends who he had the displeasure of dealing with before.
Su Qingxue narrows her eyes, instantly catching on to his vibe.
Her voice is dead calm, making it impossible to read her while Shen Ran stays quiet. He just silently watches as one of the girls blurts out, asking if Shen Ran actually got married to someone else.
She demands to know who this woman is and why they are acting so close.
They even ask if he is not terrified of what Liu Ruyan will do once she finds out. These spoiled kids are not even thinking, just letting whatever garbage is in their heads fly out.
But the second they bring up Liu Ruyan, Su Qingxue's expression instantly goes ice cold.
Shen Ran just tightens his grip on her hand and tells the group they saw perfectly clear. He proudly announces that this woman is his wife and they are already legally married. He adds that he has absolutely zero connection to Liu Ruyan, which makes Su Qingxue's eyes light up. Hearing him call her his wife has her secretly smirking with pure joy inside. But since they are standing right in front of these uninvited haters, she has to hide her excitement. So she forces down her smile to keep looking angry while the group gasps in disbelief. One of them yells that Shen Ran has completely lost his mind. They say Liu Ruyan only had a fake wedding with Liu Chen, and it was not even official. It was just a casual party for friends, so if he was really that jealous, he could have just told Liu Ruyan to fire Liu Chen instead of throwing this tantrum. Seeing them treat betrayal like it is nothing, Shen Ran just grabs Su Qingxue's hand to walk away. Honestly, he is officially done being her fiancé anyway, so there is zero reason to waste breath on her toxic friends. But as they turn to leave, one guy tries to block their path. Before the guy can even lay a finger on him, Su Qingxue slaps his hand away so hard he literally gasps in pain. He demands to know who she is to dare steal Liu Ruyan's man. The guy snaps that she must have a death wish, warning them that even at this massive summit, they will still teach her a lesson, telling her she better watch her back.
But since this is not their home turf, these cowards only dare to bark empty threats.
Honestly, if they actually started a fight and embarrassed their families, Su Qingxue wouldn't even have to lift a finger. Their own parents would beat them to a pulp first, which is why they scramble away like scared rabbits. Once they are gone, Su Qingxue smirks, teasingly asking him to say that beautiful word, wife, just one more time.
She is grinning from ear to ear now, with absolutely zero of her previous anger left in sight.
Her intense gaze has Shen Ran blushing like crazy, so he quickly ducks into the crowd.
Tonight's Zhengcheng investment fair is huge, drawing in all the powerful families. Before, he was just her arm candy. Never allowed to speak. People only ever praised Miss Liu's handsome fiancé. But tonight is different. He is ready to network and make some real business moves.
At least he won't be tied to her name anymore.
Su Qingxue watches him from the shadows. Seeing him so confident, she smiles. And honestly, she is such a massive upgrade. Now, Liu Ruyan might be furious, but as the head of the Liu family. But business comes first. Walking away, she looks at a whiny Liu Chen with pure disgust.
Go clean yourself up.
Stop embarrassing her. But Liu Chen just lights up seeing her talk to him. He runs to the restroom.
Fearing that if he moves too slow, she will kick him out.
Watching his back, she feels even more annoyed. Seriously, how did she never realize how tacky Liu Chen is? Talk about zero taste. She was clear from the start. He could have all the cash and luxury cars he wanted. Did he think they would actually get married? Sitting in a corner, she stews in her own anger.
She glares at Shen Ran, suddenly realizing what she threw away. And yes, the regret is real.
How did she never notice how handsome he is? Then, her friends arrive.
They immediately start trash-talking her ex.
Liu Ruyan's face darkens, throwing them a freezing glare.
But they don't even notice, muttering that Liu Chen is just a cheap toy to play with.
Why is her ex being so petty and finding someone else?
Shut up,
She snarls.
but the girls keep pushing, saying that new woman is way too arrogant.
They egg her on to teach her a lesson. They want her ex to see that a pretty face is totally useless in business.
Are you trying to say I am not good-looking? Silence falls instantly.
They quickly try to save face by calling her a legendary beauty. She has the perfect body and unmatched elegance. Absolutely unmatched. That is how she wraps every man around her finger, including Liu Chen. He has been chasing her since school. Even though she knows these fake friends are just sucking up, Liu Ruyan eats it up.
She narrows her eyes, swirling her wine.
She basks in their empty praise while Shen Ran finishes socializing with the crowd. He heads right back to Su Qingxue. The staff at the Genie and Group banquet finally start introducing the main event. Representatives from all the top companies are taking their assigned seats. Being a top-tier boss in Zhengcheng, Liu Ruyan naturally scores a prime front row seat. Beside her, Liu Chen drops his arrogant act and sits meekly like a little puppy. Honestly, on the outside, they look like a perfect power couple. But then Liu Chen feels someone watching him from behind and turns around. Seeing Shen and Su Qingxue chilling right in the center, he flashes a smug grin.
He whispers something in Liu Ruyan's ear, making her look back too.
She gives them an arrogant glare, probably whispering about how Shen is just some broke nobody. He doesn't even deserve a front row seat, she thinks. But before Shen can even react, Su Qingxue completely calls out their petty mind games, which honestly cracks Shen up. Imagine calling the actual boss broke. Su Qingxue just ignores them, looking at the stage. Her calm gaze radiates nothing but pure boss energy, like a true queen in her element. Shen looks at her, still feeling like this whole situation is a total dream.
Just yesterday, he was Liu Ruyan's fiancé, and he should have been the one in Liu Chen's seat.
He would have been waiting for her to dominate the room and secure the Ginian partnership. Yet here he is today, sitting in a much better spot, watching her with cold amusement. He is just waiting to watch her completely fail in public, especially after her constant disrespect. She kept mocking Su Qingxue for being broke. You cannot offend the final boss and expect a deal. No shot. But of course, Shen is just keeping these satisfying thoughts to himself. At this point, the real shot caller is the gorgeous woman sitting right next to him. Shen leans in and whispers, asking Su Qingxue if she actually plans to work with Liu Ruyan. "Call me wife," she says, pinching his cheek, making him blush as he mutters it under his breath. He is terrified someone will overhear. She notes that the Liu family business is technically a great partner. But Liu Ruyan herself is definitely not. Shen is left wondering what that even means. He is totally confused. Liu Ruyan has been running that company forever. There is no way the Liu family would kick her out just for one business deal. Right as they are talking, Liu Ruyan's voice suddenly echoes through the room.
She proudly declares that the Liu family is the ultimate, most fitting partner for Jinyan Group.
Oh, really? That statement instantly draws the attention of everyone in the entire hall. But here is the thing, people are not even looking at her. Instead, all eyes are locked on the new guy standing right next to her. Everyone in this elite circle knows each other, and they know her reputation. It is an open secret that she always has a string of male models on her arm. But normally, no matter how wild she plays, only her actual fiancé gets to stand here.
Seeing a completely random, unfamiliar face today has everyone whisper gossiping like crazy.
Low murmurs start spreading across the crowd, asking who on earth this new guy is. They have never seen him before, wondering if he is just her latest toy.
But she has a fiancé, and she never brings her side pieces to major business events.
Maybe this guy actually matters more to her. Liu Chen hears all this gossip behind him. A smug, triumphant smirk creeps onto Liu Chen's face, but his ego trip is cut short. Someone whispers that honestly, this guy does not even compare to her ex-fiancée, Shen. Others joke that maybe she just likes cheap toys, and every single word hits Liu Chen. Liu Ruyan hears the whispers too, and she glances over at her new man.
Seeing his cheap, insecure smugness, she instantly starts deeply regretting letting Shen go.
But hey, our main character is confident he can handle any situation with absolute ease. On stage, Jinyan's young representative sweeps his gaze right over Liu Ruyan.
He flashes his signature smile, agreeing her family is indeed a top-tier business.
They would normally be the perfect partner, but Jinyan has different priorities this year. What matters most is trust. And boom, that statement sets off the room. Whispers break out as everyone wonders what he actually means by a trustworthy partner. This suddenly gives hope to the smaller companies who only came to watch. Getting publicly humiliated like this makes Liu Ruyan's face turn completely sour. But she has to sit down and take it since Jinyan runs this show. Our boy chuckles, saying Liu Ruyan looks like she just swallowed a fly. Su Qingxue teases him, asking if he's enjoying the show. She smirks back, saying of course, since Liu Ruyan always bullies others using her family name. She has run wild in business for too long, so Jinyan rejecting her is huge. It is basically a direct slap to her pride, and our boy is loving every second. Su Qingxue looks up at the stage, making direct eye contact with the presenter.
She asks if he wants to partner with her, but he is chill either way.
Hiding his mixed feelings, he smiles, because Jinyan is his own company after all.
He built this empire himself, and his petty grudges shouldn't ruin its growth. He doesn't want to hurt the company, even if he absolutely detests Liu Ruyan. He has to admit her family is objectively the most suitable business partner. Especially since Su Qingxue supporting the Shen family already put Jinyan at a disadvantage. Ditching the Liu family now would just be acting on pure emotion.
Su Qingxue sees right through his conflicted eyes instantly.
She does not call him out on it, just softly asking what if they do partner up.
Wouldn't it be awkward having to see Liu Ruyan every single day? He scoffs, saying she's the one who will be embarrassed, not him.
She thought the Shen family would collapse without her, only to see them allied with Jinyan. His eyes suddenly light up as a brilliant idea comes to mind. Being forced to stand on equal ground with someone she looks down on will drive her crazy.
Su Qingxue giggles, reaching over to playfully pinch his cheek.
She then shoots a provocative look across the room as their gazes clash. Sparks fly. Liu Ruyan takes a deep breath to calm down. As she suppresses her rage, her fake best friend stands up for her. She demands answers, pointing out that today is Jinyan's partner conference. She asks what exactly Jinyan considers to be a trustworthy business partner. He just keeps smiling coldly. He tells her they will decide that themselves, prompting Liu Ruyan to speak up again.
She boasts that her family leads the local market and has flawless partnership records.
They have never had any issues, so she asks if they meet their standards. Despite her elegant act, her absolute desperation is totally showing.
Seeing this, Ling Yuan frowns on stage, remembering their private meeting.
Their big boss had explicitly warned him about Liu Ruyan.
She was deemed completely untrustworthy, despite pushback from several high-tier managers.
Looking back, even though that mysterious boss refused to show his face,
his evaluation of business partners is incredibly spot on. Seeing Lin Yuan stay completely silent, Liu Ruyan starts pressing him hard.
She claims his company already chose a partner, making this whole conference a massive waste of time. Seeing someone literally crash the stage, Liu Cheng quickly looks over at Su Qingxue.
She is still sitting there with a calm smile, instantly melting all his anxiety away. Seriously, she can handle anything. On stage, Lin Yuan calmly promises to pass Miss Liu's feedback to the bosses. But today's conference is indeed the absolute key step for Jin Yan.
To select their partners, Lin Yuan calmly looks out at the crowd. He doesn't show a single ounce of panic from Liu Ruyan's aggressive questioning. Liu Ruyan sneers. She is curious about their standards. The smug smirk on her face carries absolutely zero warmth to it. Tapping her fingers, she glares.
She looks at Lin Yuan like he is a dead man. Liu Cheng has never seen her like this. Our boy has honestly never seen such intense drama, clutching his threefold phone. He looks around in a panic, desperately trying to find a corner to hide himself. The tension in the room is off the charts, and nobody dares to speak. Even the other companies wanting to pitch to Jin Yan don't dare to cross Liu Ruyan. Liu Cheng whispers to Su Qingxue, asking if this is her own idea.
He lowers his voice, noting that Liu Ruyan looks ready to blow a fuse.
Su Qingxue raises an eyebrow, teasingly asking if he's actually hurting for his ex.
Why would he feel bad? Liu Cheng just wants to know one thing. How do they plan to clean up this absolute mess after pushing her this far? Su Qingxue replies she has her ways. Meanwhile, the crowd starts noticing them whispering. They realize Liu Cheng isn't next to Liu Ruyan, but sitting with a stunning stranger instead. Their shock deepens. At this point, today's conference is pure entertainment. Even if people can't get a contract, this legendary drama makes the trip totally worth it. Facing the icy silence in the room, Lin Yuan finally speaks up.
Jin Yan's requirements for a partner are simple. The company doesn't need to be huge.
They can even be an underdog, but the leader of the company must meet one condition. They must have solid moral character. Right after he says that, boom! Liu Ruyan slams her glass onto the floor, shattering it with a loud smash. They just rejected her, and now he says this? Demanding a leader with upstanding character is basically calling her trash in public. Liu Cheng's jaw drops. He never expected this representative to be so bold and secretly gives Su Qingxue a huge thumbs up. Showing his absolute respect for Lin Yuan, Su Qingxue just smirks.
A flash of pride fills her eyes. Of course he is. He's her junior from studying abroad.
Liu Cheng blinks, realizing this business meeting just got 10 times more interesting. Lin Yuan looks at the broken glass and quietly signals the cleaner to sweep it up.
He has zero intention of explaining himself. Instantly, the quiet room starts to murmur. The entire crowd completely blows up as people begin gossiping about her character.
Everyone is wondering what is wrong with her character, considering her family company is massive.
Yet Jin Yan rejected them without hesitation and literally aired all her dirty laundry in public. Not leaving her any face, Liu Ruyan speaks up with a freezing tone. You are not actually the owner of Jin Yan, are you? Her look is pure poison.
Look, once you speak, there is no going back. I am indeed not the boss.
But every word I say here was fully approved by our highest executives.
Then I would love to hear, as the head of the Liu family, what is wrong with my character that your company shows zero respect?
The tension on stage is insane. Our main guy perks up. He cannot miss this drama. The speaker says she knows her own issues.
It is probably best not to expose your secrets in front of everyone.
Lin Yuan's smiling gaze sweeps over Liu Chen, and she looks over too.
Seeing his terrified face makes her disgusted. She regrets bringing this loser along.
Why did she even bring him tonight? She tells him to speak up.
She claims she is completely innocent and wants to hear their actual reasons.
Before the banquet, Liu Ruyan was absolutely sure she would secure this deal. But now she just wants to see why they are acting so arrogant.
They are literally trash-talking her character. It is not just her getting mad.
Everyone else is dying of curiosity about this mysterious low-profile boss. Who is he to humiliate the Liu family like this?
Sure, their company's blowing up lately, but this is incredibly bold.
Way too arrogant. But facing her anger, Lin Yuan just smiles. Lin Yuan looks down at the crowd, and Su Qingxue gives a nod.
Our main guy gets even more curious, wondering where she messed up.
He begs for details, but she teases him about knowing the truth.
Laughing, he says he just wants to see if their judgment matches.
Honestly, he is dying of curiosity and wants a quick spoiler. Too bad his wife is not buying it, just holding his hand.
She is just waiting for drama. He gets no answer. Slightly annoyed, he waits for Lin Yuan to drop the bomb. Apparently, she keeps a fiancé while playing with side pieces.
How can anyone trust a woman who is unfaithful in her relationships? No way she can maintain real loyalty in business.
Boom, dead silence. Her wild behavior was always an open secret in their circle. With her dirty secrets exposed, her face twists with absolute rage.
Ready to tear him apart, she gets cut off immediately.
Lin Yuan points out her male companion is not her fiancé.
The poor side piece, Liu Chen, never expected to get dragged in.
His face goes pale as every single person turns to look.
Losing all his smug confidence, he desperately grabs for her arm.
Irritated by this sudden drama, she fiercely shoves his hand away.
Glaring at the stage, she asks when business cared about dates. Since when does a corporate deal depend on her male companion?
Replying smoothly, Lin Yuan says their boss demands relationship loyalty.
Any betrayal makes their boss uncomfortable. He flashes her a polite smile.
That smile is insulting. She instantly leaps to her feet.
Pointing directly at our main couple in the center, she snaps.
If so, why is my fiancé currently sitting with another woman?
Liu Ruyan sneers. But I heard a rumor.
Our funding for this entire year actually went through late last night already.
Honestly, the gossip at this venue is getting absolutely wild now. Any of these crazy leaks could easily top tomorrow's front page. Facing Liu Ruyan's furious interrogation, Shen Ran helplessly rubs his temples.
Ms. Liu, I need you to understand one thing. You left me at the registry first.
Just to run off and have some fake wedding with Liu Cheng here.
His voice is completely calm, with absolutely no intention of starting a fight. Yet he makes sure everyone in the entire room hears how she bailed on her wedding.
She is a total cheater who ran off with someone else. And Liu Cheng?
He is literally a shameless homewrecker. Now everyone is staring at them in disgust.
Liu Cheng doesn't even care about her anymore. He just runs out the door.
She screams that it's not what he thinks, but honestly, nobody cares about her excuses. Shen Ran is officially married to Su Qingxue now, and she is his actual wife.
He smiles at Lin Yuan. Surely marrying someone else after getting dumped by a cheater?
Isn't a character issue? They just accused him of having bad character. Now she's branded a total fraud in front of her family's entire elite social circle.
Liu Ruyan's eyes turn blood red with rage. She literally wants to strangle him. She growls through gritted teeth, warning Shen Ran to watch his mouth before speaking.
Threatening someone in public?
Yeah, it looks like Miss Liu really has no class.
Su Qingxue finally stands up, and the smile on her face is chillingly cold.
Who gave you the right to speak here? Liu Ruyan snaps at Lin Yuan.
Tell your boss to get ready to pay heavily for today's words.
Su Qingxue just scoffs. She is literally laughing in her face.
I'd absolutely love to see exactly what kind of price you can make me pay. I will make sure you both get ruined. Liu Ruyan completely snaps in anger.
She blurts it out without even thinking, completely losing her mind. At this point, everyone's eyes are locked onto Su Qingxue's face.
The gorgeous boss smirks, grabs Shen Ran's hand, and confidently strides up onto the stage.
Lin Yuan smoothly hands her the mic. Who do you think you are, Liu Ruyan?
Su Qingxue stands up there, looking down at her like she is absolute trash. The sheer contempt in her eyes leaves Liu Ruyan completely frozen. Talk about karma. She cannot wrap her head around how this supposedly poor girl she looked down on
now has the guts to stand on stage looking like the actual boss behind everything. How am I standing up here? Is that what you mean? Su Qingxue smirks, reminding her that Zhang Cheng doesn't just belong to the Liu family.
Before you go around mocking people, make sure they aren't someone who can ruin you.
Hit with this brutal reality check, Liu Ruyan's face turns completely pale. She looks right past Su Qingxue and glares straight at Shen Ran. Gritting her teeth, she snarls that she wonders how her ex-fiancé of many years
Suddenly got so brave? Turns out you just found yourself a sugar mommy. Liu Ruyan, don't you dare slander me! Shen Ran completely snaps back.
He steps out from beside her as the crowd realizes this drama is getting out of hand. Honestly, the crowd is just getting hyped. This is the top-tier tea we live for.
People love watching rich drama, but Liu Ruyan is throwing away all her face.
Spilling all the tea right in public? She definitely did not see him calling her out like this.
Touch your conscience. Yesterday you literally promised to marry me.
And now he is already another woman's husband, accusing them of hooking up behind her back.
Who would even believe that? Honestly, watching Liu Ruyan completely lose her mind here is so satisfying.
Her elegant act? Totally gone. She thinks she should have seen this coming, knowing his usual self-sacrificing nature.
He never cared about anything else, so suddenly throwing a temper tantrum made no sense.
Unless he low-key found a new rich sponsor. Meaning yesterday's marriage proposal was just a trap to play her. She is convinced this new couple would have framed her as the bad guy who ruined everything. She figured it out. Veins popping on her forehead, she wants nothing more than to charge straight up there and drag him back.